to make it totally simple, there only is awareness, a wholly positive basic space of awareness, and that awareness is vast, like infinite space. All points of view, no matter what they are, included within that awareness. We don't need to say anything other than that. When I say that points of view are like a mirage or like a rainbow, I say they are like a mirage, like a rainbow. I don't say they are a mirage or illusion or an illusion. There is an enormous distinction between the two. As long as there is an illusion, there is duality. As long as there is an illusion, there is duality. As long as there are all these layers of explanations about what's going on, that there's consciousness, this, that, and the other thing, all these are points of view. When we just rest naturally for short moments, repeated many times, it becomes easeful, and it becomes permanent, and it just becomes more and more the natural reality of our own being, and we realize that, like Pietra said, to already be the case. Everything changes, but nothing changes. We just realize our essence of awareness. So to, for example, take up a frame of reference that everything is an illusion, then that'll just be a frame of reference about what everything is. But when there's no need to be anything other than awareness, then no matter what occurs, no frame of reference is required. When we rest naturally for short moments, repeated many times, and I can guarantee this to you, resting naturally for short moments many times, it becomes automatic. At first, maybe the first few days or so, there's no way to say what the case will be for you. It might be an instant, or it could be all day. We have no idea. But even if it is an instant, that will be an instant of natural rest, and that instant will grow longer and longer. And soon it'll be minutes, and then it'll be a half an hour, and then an hour, and then hours, and then days, and then months, and then years. So you see, if we're trying to get to awareness by examining everything as an illusion, or setting up all these contexts or frame of reference for what freedom is, then we can never possibly be free. But if we acknowledge everything to already be who we are, in other words, awareness only, then we're free in every perception. When we don't adopt a frame of reference about what we are, like everything is an illusion, or nothing exists, nothing ever happened, nothing is, it's all a dream. If we adopt any of those, then we have a fixed idea of what freedom is. And that fixed idea of freedom will never sustain us. We'll come up against something where that fixed idea of freedom will absolutely not sustain us. But when we're free as every perception, no matter what it is, and I don't mean we enter into the perception or anything like that, we just rest naturally. The perception arises, it disappears like the flight path of a bird in the sky. The more we do so, the more it's obvious that everything is awareness only. Then no matter what perception arises, we're timelessly free. Nothing can undo what we already are. But if we are constantly focused on a state or some kind of context, that can't support us. You know, we'll eventually face something that'll be very difficult for us to handle, and we won't be able to maintain that frame of reference. I've seen it happen over and over again in the last 24 years. Say we adopt a context of something like emptiness. Everything is empty. There's nothing other than emptiness. Nothing ever happened. Nothing exists. Any of these things. And then all of a sudden we're in some very difficult situation. our whole family die, or our child is run over by a car, or something like that. You see, there's no way that a frame of reference can support us in something like that. The only thing that can support us is the reality of what we are. Freedom as the immediate perception of whatever is occurring. Say we develop a catastrophic illness, or whatever it is. Say the Chinese invade the US or Europe or whatever it is, So these things that are unexpected, when we're free as every perception, then we're free no matter what occurs. We're free in every circumstance without needing to have any context for what that is. The perception is freedom. The perception is freedom. It's always been the case, and it always will be. Anything else is a dualistic teaching. Even though it may say it's non-duality, it's dualistic. It's as simple as that. And of course, too, we all die. We all die, so that when we're entirely free as the immediacy of every perception, and we grow and grow as the unremitting joy of that, then we're also prepared for our own death. Any of these thoughts we have occurring as our own awareness in any moment, and no matter how challenging they may be, no matter how sticky they may seem to be to us, there's no perception that's ever going to be more of a challenge than our own death. But you see, when we rest freely, when we rest just naturally as the essence of our being, then we're prepared no matter what occurs. We're relaxed, we're at ease, we're free. So the great reality of timeless freedom is one of utter relaxation without limitation, without context, without frame of reference, where absolutely no frame of reference is needed or ever occurred. Just a single blissful expanse. Begin with the end of mind. Begin with the end of mind. So, the mind is a point of view too. There's no thing called a mind that then has all these other points of view in it that is somehow in a boxing match with awareness. Do you see what I mean? There's only awareness. If the point of view mind occurs, it's just a point of view. It's equal to any other point of view, like dog, cat, wireless transmitter, whatever it is.
So you say you start with no mind.
Begin with the end of mind. I didn't say no mind. I just said begin with the end of mind. Why think, that there's a mind that we need to get rid of? The mind is just a point of view like any other. What experiences mind? What is a mind, and to whom? There's awareness only, and then once in a while this little spurt occurs called mind. But it's nothing but pure space. Mind is pure space. Ego is pure space. Personal identity is pure space. All emotional states, positive, negative, and neutral, are pure space. All thoughts, positive, negative, and neutral, are pure space. All sensations, positive, negative, and neutral, are pure space. All conduct, positive, negative, and neutral, are pure space. When we just rest naturally as that totally free reality where nothing need be done, it may sound like a total irresponsibility or immorality, but we inherently are moral and ethical, and this is all very natural. We don't need to drum up any system of ethics. But you see, it's so incongruous in a way, because we learn we have to be virtuous in all of this, but true virtue lies in the equalness of everything. Isn't that amazing? So it kind of turns everything upside down that we've learned. But this is okay, you know, it really is. There's nothing to be afraid of or to doubt, and if a fear occurs or a doubt occurs, all of those are pure space too. There's no place to hole up, you know. There's never been anyone who's fixated on or identified with anything. So there's nothing to demolish or destroy or eradicate or change or shift around or anything at all. There's only this complete relaxation as the immediacy of whatever is occurring. Pure space. Anything that we use to describe the indescribable is just pure space. It's, you know, in one moment it might be love, but that's pure space. In another it's silence, that might be pure space. But if we say that awareness is that, like awareness is love, awareness is silence, awareness is this, awareness is that, then we develop a context. No context is needed. If we wanted to describe awareness, the most potent description we could give is indescribable. Indescribable, the indescribable openness of indivisible natural presence. That, yeah, what do we have to say about that? And we can have all kinds of exalted feelings that occur within that. That's what is meant by such things as enlightened body, speech, and mind. Enlightened body, speech, and mind is the vast expanse of infinite space. That is our true body, speech, and mind. And when we rest naturally, we realize more and more that our body, speech, and mind is this vast expanse rather than an idea of being a personal somebody. And a natural emanation of that holy, positive, basic space is magnificence. It's just sheer magnificence of a kind that could never be imagined, whether it's called love or whatever it is, whether it's called joy or whatever it is. When it comes to describing it in a simple human way, in terms of, you know, how we feel when we go about our day, I thought Pietra gave an incredible description. There's this naturalness of ease and joy in all relations with nothing going on. There's no need to have any kind of fixed way of describing anything, because everything, no matter what it is entirely free in its own place. What could be more of an expression of love than that, when everything is included? So, you know, this, when I suggest this to rest naturally without seeking anything, rest naturally without describing anything, we could call that the ultimate mantra, the ultimate yoga. It's like a full body mantra, a full body yoga that is vast like space, because so quickly we realize who we are. When we just stop all the speculation, just bring it to a halt about a description or a context or a way we need to be or a way we need to act or certain thoughts we need to have or certain emotional states we need to have or certain hours we need to spend meditating or whatever it is. What could be more of a meditation than the meditation that includes everything as its meditation? The meditationless meditation. Isn't this the goal of all meditation? That it be completely pervasive of all daily activities. So why not start with all daily activities rather than setting it out? Freedom, complete freedom as every single perception. This is all that natural rest is. Timelessly the greatest of all mantras, timelessly the greatest of all meditations, timelessly the greatest of yogas. the yoga that's already accomplished, the mantra that's already accomplished, the meditation that's already accomplished with nothing needing to be done. Something more? Something more? Do you have a question, Carrie? No. No. More and more you realize that no matter what it is, the questions, the doubts, the desires, the anger, the work, the romances, the relationships, the making love, everything about life, all these things we love to do, they're just pure space. Pure space. You know, there's nothing we need to change. Nothing we need to change. And that's truly wondrous. It's truly wondrous. Just go out and try what I'm saying and see what happens. You know? I don't need to convince anybody. It comes through, no, I'm just saying, you know, it comes through your own direct experience. Now, here's something very interesting. What I'm suggesting to you is not some kind of dissociative behavior. It's not a dissociative behavior. When we rest naturally in an uncontrived way, we find that the floodgates of compassion are thrown open. Not only are they thrown open, but they're torn off. You know, they don't even exist. All there is unremitting compassion. So, you know, that comes about because, first of all, we realize that everything about us, all of the thoughts we've had, past, present, or future, that we haven't liked about ourselves, all of our emotional states, all of our conduct, all of this is nothing but pure space. Nothing but a wholly positive expanse of infinite vast space. And as we realize that, we have so much compassion for what we've put ourselves through. Taking ourselves to be a wolf. and when that compassion arises for ourselves, it arises as a warmth in our bodies. So this isn't something cut off from our simple reality of human experience. We feel a warmth that wells within us. A warmth of compassion, a warmth of bliss that fills all of our being and then extends into infinite space. And that warmth and compassion is inclusive of everyone. See, this is a compassion that can never be cultivated. It can't be cultivated or developed. It already is. And we become aware of it only in natural rest. Now, you see, this is beyond causality. So I can't put together some kind of a system of cause and effect in order to try to make you understand it through a system of reason or logic. I can only suggest to you resting naturally in an uncontrived way and showing yourself definitively who you are. That's all. And I can suggest this to you because it's my own direct experience. It's my own direct experience. Not only for me, but for countless others. So, you see. If we are saying, oh, everything's pure space, everything's pure space, everything's pure space, and using it as a context, that isn't natural rest. But when we rest as the pure space of every perception, that is natural rest. It's not a mental support that we use to try to describe everything. Resting naturally, just resting naturally is the essence of awareness. That which is aware, that's all. Awareness, the root of every experience.